Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today, I want to talk about something that is oftentimes really frustrating to you guys, especially early on in the early dating stages. So I want to go over the top 4 reasons why men actually will stop showing the same level of effort that they might very initially begin with when they're looking to get you out on a date. Number 1 is that they feel like something has gone wrong with your behavior. You have behaved in some way that he either doesn't like or he just didn't see coming from you because he thought of you in a different way or in a specific way. And it just ends up being a bit of a turnoff. And I think, unfortunately, a lot of women don't think that their behavior can really actually impact the interest level of a man. And even though, like, he could even potentially still be talking to you a little bit here and there to see if his mind changes about you, it really is a big change as far as how much effort he's going to actively give to you in order to get you on a date, because the excitement is gone, right? When you think about effort, it's almost like the level of excitement that somebody has for you and for the potential relationship. Women want this effort, but they just don't get the difference here. They think that if he's not putting in the effort into her, then he's putting it most likely elsewhere. And if he's not putting it elsewhere, he's just kind of using her and pulling her along until he finds something better. And I would argue that in the majority of cases, this is not what's happening. That men that put in any amount of effort into trying to get you out on a date, like, they do have genuine interest. And of course, like, he doesn't know everything about you, so you can't just assume that he's going to treat you like a princess or like his future wife immediately, because he doesn't know everything about you, just like you don't know everything about him. And he's either putting you into I'm interested in you or I'm not interested in you. And I think that's natural for anyone out there. So I don't think that he actually determines very early on whether or not he wants to just sleep with you or actually pursue a relationship with you. I think that's where a woman's behavior will actually divvy those two options up for him, and that'll help him determine it. But what does that rely on? It relies on the woman taking accountability for her behavior. And I think it actually takes away accountability when a woman looks back at this theory and says, oh, well, it wasn't anything that I did wrong. It's just that he had me in the I only wanted to sleep with her bucket. And it may have actually been that you got mad drunk in front of his parents and threw up on one of them. And he can't, like, he sees you differently now. He doesn't want to date you. Okay, well, on to the next one. Number 2. You don't appreciate him. You don't appreciate the effort that he's giving so far. And maybe that's because you have these crazy high expectations, and all the other things below those crazy high expectations, like, don't even count to you. It's not good enough for you. And that is so frustrating for a man, because any effort takes effort. It takes energy. And for that to go unnoticed is really disheartening for guys. So he's not going to want to give any more effort because he's disheartened. It's demotivating. Number 3, you belittle him. It's really difficult to please you. Anything that he does is not good enough. He is doing too little or too much in whatever area, like, whatever it is, it's just not right. An example of this really early on in dating could potentially be that, you say something snarky to him because he texted you instead of calling you. Another example of this is if you use, like, any kind of toxic masculinity phrases on him. Especially if he's trying to be, like, a little bit vulnerable, or he's trying to do something nice for you, and you say something like, why don't you just man up? Or why don't you be a man, take the lead? Anything like that is really pushy and it does belittle him. Okay, last one, number 4. Effort is not reciprocated. You're not giving anything back to him. And I would say that even now, it does not take you giving the same amount of effort as the man. Like, I think that that has been shifting somewhat, right? Where men used to have to give like 100% of the effort, but they now today, like, they really do desire you to give back maybe 10 or 20%. Because honestly, that's still rare for him to see because he wants that. But the reality of his dating life has been that he's still continued to have to give that 100% effort. So when he comes across a woman that's willing to give even 10 or 20%, which, give me a break, ladies, like, that's easy. That's not very hard, okay? And I get that some of you are afraid that that opens you up to potentially being hurt or feeling like you were stupid or you didn't read him right, if things don't work out. But how do you think he feels? How do you think guys feel when they put in 100% effort and things don't work out? They get ghosted. They get rescheduled on. They just get flat out canceled. It's really hard on them. And so you can put yourself forward a little bit. Like, if you really want something to potentially work, and if you're truly interested in him, then it'll be worth it, because you'll make him feel like he's not being used, and you'll make him feel wanted instead. And by you even just getting him to feel that way, like, he's going to feel even more attached to you, and you're going to see then even more effort from him. So it's almost like this exponential thing where if you put in a little bit to him and he's not used to it, especially in today's dating world, he's gonna blow your mind. He's gonna just do whatever he can to show you that he really cares for you, because he genuinely is going to feel attached to you if you can give those things to him. All right, guys, I hope that this video was helpful. If you have any other topics that you want me to go over, let me know. I'm still doing this on a weekly basis, and this one's a little bit shorter than my last few, so please leave in the comments if you enjoyed this, and I'll see you next week.